Hi, this is Dr. Bharadwaz. I am CEO and homeopathy doctor at Fidicus Homeopathy. Today we will discuss on one of the important topics that is related to the patient. Every one of you have a doubt. Normally what happens is when you come to homeopathy, you might come for the first time or you might have gone to all other doctors when they say this particular disease doesn't have a treatment, then you come to homeopathy, or some patients directly come to homeopathy thinking that there is more that homeopathy can offer. When some of you come like that, the first question you will be asking is, am I going to get cured 100%? So everyone is saying that there is no treatment or there is no cure for this disease, but many of the people say that there is permanent cure in homeopathy. Is my disease is going to be cured 100%? That is the question they ask. Now we will look into what are all the possible outcomes. So this is not a simple question to answer. There are a lot of things that you need to understand about treatment in homeopathy. We will look whenever you go to a homeopathy doctor, you have to consider all this so that you will get fair idea where you stand in treating a particular disease. Let's go to the board and let's explore. So what are all homeopathy can do to you in a particular scenario or in a particular disease? Yeah, topic for the day is success rate in homeopathy. When you go to a homeopathy doctor, what are all the things you can expect? Okay, now let's look into the agenda. Agenda will be what are all the outcomes. So when you go to a particular homeopathy doctor, what happens? What are all the different categories of outcome? Can you get complete cure? Can you prevent a disease, or do you get side effects? There is no change, you just get relief. All those things we will discuss under outcome. Under probability, what is the probability of getting cured? What is the probability of getting success, or what is the probability of getting completely prevented? What is the probability of having side effects? There is no, in some cases we will not have change. What is that probability? Everything we look under probability. Next one is what are all the factors? There are various factors. There are patient factors and also disease factors that influence the outcome of a disease. How success or how failure your disease is going to be, we will discuss on that. And what are all the advantages of homeopathy is the final one. When you have a particular disease, so when you get treated in homeopathy, what are all the advantages you have in a particular case over other system of medicine, we will look into it. First one is outcome. So what are all the various outcomes you are going to get once you go to a homeopathic doctor and homeopathy doctor starts treating you? What are all the things you can expect? First one is prevention. Homeopathic doctor always try to prevent your disease first rather than first getting it then curing it. The main aim is to prevent the disease. Disease is not prevented, you have already contacted the disease and you came to the homeopathic doctor. What are all the things he can do? Sometimes he can completely cure the disease, but he cannot prevent it. For example, you have headache, migraine, you went to homeopathy doctor, your migraine is completely gone, but it may come after some time. In that case, it is cured but it is not prevented. Next one is cure and prevent. Take same case of migraine. You have contacted the migraine, homeopathy doctor has given the medicine, your disease is cured and it never occurred in the future. Cure and prevent. Next one is relief. In some cases, in case of migraine, homeopathy doctor has not able to cure it completely. He is just going to relieve your symptoms. Maybe frequency of the symptoms is decreased, or intensity of the symptoms is decreased, duration of the symptoms is decreased, or number of symptoms is decreased. Okay, that is known as relief. Okay, what are all the negative outcomes? First one is no change. You took treatment for many days, there is no change. It can also happen. Sometimes disease may progress. So naturally, every disease will progress, right? In the same way, there is no effect of homeopathic medicine. The disease has progressed. And also, sometimes, very rarely, maybe 1 in 100 cases or 1 in 1000 cases or 1 or 2 cases in 1000, you will have side effects in homeopathy. But don't worry, it is a transient side effect. It is not like permanent addiction or permanent damage. When you change the medicine or when you withdraw the medicine or when you change the dose of the medicine, those side effects will be gone. So you no need to worry about side effects in homeopathy. So, but these are all the various outcomes. How many outcomes are there? 4 positive outcomes and 3 negative outcomes you have with next. So what is the probability of success? These are the positive outcomes, right? What is the success range for each one? When you go to a homeopathy doctor, you have to ask, can you able to prevent this disease? To what extent? For example, normally in homeopathy you take medicines for prevention also. Some of the diseases can be prevented, but you have to remember, any disease, there is no system of medicines that can guarantee you 100% prevention. Same with homeopathy. Even prevention is not 100%. It depends on various factors. We look into it based on the experience. So how a doctor can tell the probability? It cannot be 100%. Okay, any doctor cannot tell you whether it will happen or not happen with 100% accuracy. How he tells you is based on his experience. So he has lot of experience, he can most probably tell. And also it is not something that is telling by gut feeling or there is a mathematical equation for this. So there is no mathematical equation or doctor will be telling you by gut feeling. He will be telling you by experience. The more the doctor have experience, he can mostly give you a correct probability of every disease. Even prevention, prevent 100%, but doctor can tell the probability. Same thing, cure cannot prevent. Even some diseases, for example, you take a disease. I will take best example, psoriasis. Psoriasis can be cured, but it may occur again and again. That happens in 20% of the cases. Psoriasis will be cured and prevented. It happens in 50% of the cases. When the psoriasis patient comes to me, I will completely cure it. I can ensure that it will not come again and again. That is cure and prevention. It happens in 50% of the cases. Other 30% of the cases, what we can do is we can just give relief, and we cannot prevent it or we cannot cure it completely. Every disease will have different percentage of prevention, different percentage of cure but cannot prevent, different percentage of cure but unprevent, different percentage of relief. So each disease is different, and we will look in the further session what are all the factors that are going to influence this success rate. And coming to negative outcomes, sometimes what happens in homeopathy is in a particular disease, you will not see any change. For example, I will tell you male pattern baldness. The men will get baldness, right? That type of baldness has very low success rate. I have not seen even one successful case with homeopathy. Okay? In that case, what happens is there is no change. The disease may increase, your baldness may increase. So naturally, the disease progresses. Every disease progresses. Your baldness will progress and your hair fall will be more. Even that can happen. And side effects, you no need to worry about homeopathy. In homeopathy, you can almost say there are no side effects. Side effects for one patient out of 100 patients. That too, side effects will be very transient. If you change the medicine or increase or decrease the dose of the medicine, remove the medicine, these side effects will be gone. There will not be any serious side effects. Maybe the side effects can be 1 or 2 people in 500 or 1 or 2 people in 1000. You no need to worry about this. These are the 3 negative outcomes of homeopathy, and we have 4 positive outcomes of homeopathy. So what the success is made up of? How can you say a particular disease can be succeeded more or succeeded less? There are 2 factors that influence the success rate of a homeopathic doctor. One is patient factor, next one is disease itself. Coming to the patient, if the age of the patient is less, he is young, the success rate will be more. If the age of the patient is more, the success rate accordingly decreases. And also habits of the patient, how he is, what diet he is taking, how well he is sleeping, how well he is exercising, is he in stress, or what are all the habits he have. He is having smoking habit, drinking habit, alcohol habit, lot of habits. So if there are good habits, the success rate will be more. If there are bad habits, the success rate will be less. These are the factors related to the patient. And what are all the factors related to the disease? Okay, you can see here the factors related to the disease, current disease and stage. So it depends on the stage of the disease, not only disease have different success rate. For example, HIV. HIV cannot be cured any system of medicine. You can say the success rate of HIV is 0. You cannot cure it. You can give relief to the HIV patient, but you cannot cure the HIV disease. And also different stages. For example, you take osteoarthritis, the bone disease. What exactly happen is due to the friction, bone disappears in the joint space. There are different stages. If it is first stage, the success rate will be more. If it is second stage, the success rate will be less. If it is third stage or fourth stage, we can just give relief. We cannot completely cure it. So it depends on the disease type and also stage of the disease. Next one is concurrent diseases and stages. There are other comorbidities. For example, if you have osteoarthritis, joint pains, on top of it you have diabetes or hypertension or any other problems like metabolic disorders, any uric acid disorder or rheumatoid arthritis. If you have any other diseases associated with the main disease, then also the success rate will vary. So what we are trying to tell here is success rate of a homeopathic doctor or homeopathic treatment depends on 2 things. One is patient factor and other disease factors. Next, we will look into the important one. What are all the advantages you have with homeopathy? One is homeopathy is safe. What I mean by safe is there are no side effects in homeopathy. Okay, if there are side effects also, they are very less. When you change the medicine or when you change the dose or when you withdraw the medicine, the side effects will be gone. And next one is effective. You take any other system of medicine. In some diseases, homeopathy is highly effective. You take Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, allopathy, whatever disease, or English medicine or Western medicine, homeopathy has very good effect than compared to other system of medicine. Next one is timely. So homeopathy works quickly in the disease where it has to cure quickly, and it takes time where it has to take time. Time depends on the type of disease and type of outcome we are looking. For example, if you have lot of osteoarthritis, your bone is gone, to regenerate the bone, to regenerate the cartilage, it will take time. But if you have any severe stomach pain or high fever, it will be reduced quickly. Homeopathic treatment is timely. Homeopathy treatment is safe, homeopathy treatment is effective, and homeopathy treatment is timely. We are Fidicus Homeopathy. You have two types of treatment with us. One is online treatment and one is in-person treatment. Online treatment, you can have an audio call or video call with us. You can send us the reports. If we require any other reports, we will let you know. You can do it locally and send it back to us. Wherever you are in this world, we will send the medicines to you in India within 3 to 4 working days. If it is US, it takes 4 working days, and if it is any other country, it will take 5 working days for you to get the medicine. If you want in person, you can directly inquire about the nearest branch, and you can come to the branch for the treatment. This is our contact number 7997101303, or you can contact us through www.fidicus.com. What advantages or what do you get at Fidicus Homeopathy? One is doctor. You have the passionate doctors, qualified, knowledgeable, experienced, competent, and compassionate doctors at Fidicus Homeopathy. That is what you are going to get. The treatment is of very high quality, best in segment. Whatever the best medicines available in the world, best quality of medicines, you will be given those medicines. And coming to the infrastructure, we always have the latest infrastructure. We use latest technology, and also we have incorporated artificial intelligence in our treatment, so that our success rate for your disease is high. We are Fidicus Homeopathy. Fidicus Homeopathy, you have highest chance of health, highest success rate for any given disease. Transparent treatment, we will give all the information about the disease, black and white information. You can decide whether you want to take the treatment or not. And the next one is personal care. In the era of artificial intelligence and technology, in the front end, when we are speaking to the patients, we keep it as manual as possible rather than sending it to a machine. Okay, back end we use lot of technology, but communicating with the patient and dealing with the patient, purely personal care. That's the reason you need to opt Fidicus Homeopathy for any of your diseases. Yeah, now you have understood that what are all the questions you need to ask, or what are all the things you need to keep in mind before you go to a homeopathic doctor, or what you have to discuss with the homeopathic doctor when you go for a particular treatment. If you still have any questions, comment me in the comment section. Thank you.
Fidicus Homeopathy.